channel, vstreetlove. I'm Vanessa, my pronouns are she, her, and on this channel, I like to make silly Sims videos. And today, I'm gonna look at the gameplay trailer for the Sims 4 Businesses and Hobbies Expansion Pack. I think it gives me the impression that they're really trying to show us that like they're not selling us the same thing twice. Right? Like it's like, no, we promise y'all there's like new features, new cool things to do. Let's just like break it down for you. Let me show you for real. Businesses and Hobbies is competing against Get to Work retail system and the inventory table and the inventory wall thing that comes with city living. We have so many different ways to run our own small business. That's where I get tripped up with this expansion pack. Again, I'm not saying that I'm not excited. I'm not saying I'm not looking forward to it. I think what's hard is like Home Chef Hustle was marketed to us as a way to have a business from home. Like a lot of what the Sims appeal for us is like all of our different ways that we can do a business and all the different businesses we can do and all the different ways that we can make money in the game. But it's almost like, what do we do with the money that we earn? That's the question that I would love for them to spend more time on, because the idea of hobbies, right, is like a way for us to spend the money we earn in the game. I'm gonna spend the money I earn in the game on my Sims, hobbies, and BS that they do. Definitely trying to convince around people's concerns about cross-pack compatibility. And yeah, Nyasha, the thing about that is cross-pack compatibility was not the issue. I feel like, actually, you guys let me know if you've seen something out in the ether. From my point of view, it wasn't about cross-pack compatibility. It was about how is this different than the Get to Work retail system? That has been, I feel like, what everyone's up in arms about. And also, like, asterisks to that, we have mentoring already in the game. Again, I am not anti expanding on things we might already have, right? That's not even my personal stance. But I think what I am concerned about is like when they do this, how will this interact with what we already have? Like mentoring, I'm pretty sure is an aspiration reward trait. So I'm like, if I spend my points on that, but then I also can mentor, like, you know? I did see in one of the comments of this video that maybe the translation issue in English is also what's creating kind of like disappointment. The name Businesses and Hobbies kind of makes it seem like it's going to be one thing, but then what we get here is more of like a cottage business. That's what it is, right? A small manufacturing business that produces goods or services in a home-based workshop. That's what this is. This is the Cottage Businesses Expansion Pack. Businesses that you do in your home. I think that's a cute concept. That is not hobbies. First impressions of this gameplay trailer is I thought it was really cute. I thought that it did a good job answering some of the questions I brought up in the last video that I made about this, which was around even one of them being like, can we attend classes? So they literally addressed that in this video. They also seem to confirm some of the things that I was concerned about. So let's just go through this, if not frame by frame, just kind of like section by section, and let's talk about it. If there's anything that you guys have seen that you want to share, let me know. It's also the businesses is for the individual sim. Does this mean we are finally getting separate bank accounts for Sims? I doubt it. That's a good question, because you're right. It's like, it's with the individual sim. And again, going back to cross-pack compatibility, wills. Businesses and Hobbies has the potential for me to set up a world where everything costs way more money, which is not that's the capitalist dream. We are not trying to go for the capitalist dream. I'm just saying, it is so easy to get money in The Sims. Money as currency is not even like not even a barrier. You can give your Sims as much money as you want. It doesn't matter how much you make anything cost. It doesn't matter. What do they do outside of making money? Been asking for casinos. Blowing all the casino. Exactly, Cyber Queen. You and I are on the same page. But yeah, the first part, obviously, we're getting a look around Nordhaven. They're showing us neighborhoods. They're showing us the different outfits. These pants are so cute. I'm so excited to get my hands on these pants because I'm thinking to myself like, oh, I got some patterns I can make for them. At this point, what we're seeing is base game plus businesses and hobbies. Looking at this scene, there's not enough new stuff for me. Why not give us a new easel? Why not give us a new, I don't think this is a new little kids activity thing, right? This is a new GD inventory table. We've got so many freaking inventory tables. And then this looks like the same woodworking table. The fashion I'm excited about. And also I like patterns, so I'm excited for the patterns. But the actual objects I'm seeing here for like what your Sims are interacting with, the bonsai bush tree thing, same. Do we need a new easel though? Eric, you're asking the wrong questions. But we do get to see the new pottery stuff. So we've got the pottery throwing wheel, and then we have the kiln. I'm excited for this. I do think, as far as hobbies are concerned, getting a full pottery moment is really good. So then we get our first look at some of the interactions that we have with this pottery wheel. So we have mentoring and craft a new ceramic, and then they show us. So now he's at level 10. So he can make all this different stuff. He's going to make a little planter pot, and he likes pottery. So it's confirmed you can like pottery. Cost him $35 to do that. Glazed ceramic with unbreakable coating, or glazed ceramic just regular. Ooh. And then, yeah, that's the one that he just made. Then some different glazes, some different looks about them. And then she has the kintsugi skill. So she's going to take these broken pieces and she's going to make something new out of them. And that obviously didn't have any glaze on it. So then looking at this, right? So all the Sims are standing around trying to decide what they're going to buy. And this was one of my questions. I'm sorry, what is this? You think it's a flower holder. I too think it's a flower holder. That should have been one of the hobbies. Yeah, anyway. So one of my things personally that I'm a little concerned by, possibly disappointed by, maybe it'll be different. All of the things that are for sale, it seems like a lot of the things that are for sale are on the items that they said were like the selling items, like the selling surfaces. But then it makes me wonder, you guys can barely see, if I'm like, is this desk a selling surface or is it just another desk? These candles on the wall back here, are those set for sale? Because if those are set for sale and they're just on a wall, then it makes me feel a little bit better of like, oh, maybe I can just set anything for sale. So I'm thinking about that. I'm thinking like, do I have to use these surfaces? The only reason why, because I actually like these surfaces. I like the little 3-step surface that we're getting here. I like these little shelves and stuff. The only reason why I'm saying that is because we have a lot of shelves in the game right now that look really good aside from this. But maybe if you don't have a lot of packs, if you only have base game and then you'll have businesses and hobbies, they're making sure that you have good shelving and good displays for your small business venue. Fashion-wise, things are cute. Love these overalls. Love the apron, like I already said. The suit looks pretty dope. This hat, the hair, I don't know how I feel about it. Honestly, I think it's okay. I'm probably going to use them, but the way that they're looking right now, they look like painted on. I don't know how I feel about that. I feel like they could have looked like actual ties. Yeah, you see? It could just be the video or something, but they don't look very high res. The pottery looks really good though. Very contemporary. I'm excited to have this stuff in the house. Will it be like Crystal Creations though, where we don't have like access to this stuff at all? Like, will we have access to all the different colors and stuff in debug, you think? Okay, so then we have the Spilled Neon Tattoo Studio. I see a new neon sign. I see some new lights, all the tattoo stuff. Also, the hair. The hair is really cute. But then we have this bakery stall. And I think them calling this out specifically means that we'll be able to run a business in a stall. The question will be, will we be able to run any sort of thing in a stall, or will it be limited to what we saw in the beginning? That looks like a drink, that looks like a drink, that looks like candy, that looks like a bakery. So I'm like, will we be able to run one of these 4 options, or can this just be a stand-in for anything? That's the question I have. I think it's fun to point out that some business owners that show up here are returning Sims from Herbs. Crispin Black, Cannonball Coleman, and Grandma Hattie. Okay, that's who that is. Because they're like, oh, look, it's Grandma Hattie. I was like, who is that? I ain't played Herbs in, 20 years? Is it movie magic? Or like, is this sim going to come with this pack and this is where they're going to work? Or can we work stalls? They are dressed in this pack, I will say. I think they're all pretty cute. So then they jump in to show us a cross-pack compatibility option with cats and dogs. That's weird. That's suspicious. They show us running a cat cafe. This object is coming with the pack, this like coffee bar thing. Do coffee bars only come in get together? Like if you want to get coffee at a community lot, is it only in get together? And then this is our second one, or did we get that with anywhere else? All right, so then we get our sim Antoine, I think, who's eating a lollipop. And then they're talking about like making a live music venue. I feel like that's got to be a little Easter egg. You know what I mean? It's an Easter egg. Because why are you talking about live music when you know people want bands? This looks like the kiosk that people would pay to come hang out here. Now, again, these are the services. We've got services of things to sell. Now, I need to see, did you pull those out of your inventory? So these are from the build catalog, which by looking at this, we're seeing some more stuff that we're getting also. We're getting a new public restroom stall. We're getting obviously the powdery stuff, the lecture whiteboard, this little decorative object. We know we are getting a bike and a guitar, some more display surfaces and display cases. So then these objects are coming from the Sims inventory and then being pulled out onto these selling surfaces. So does that make these like glorified inventory tables? I feel like for a gameplay trailer, to be honest, y'all, I like this. I like the idea that they're showing off what you're paying for aside from just the gameplay. It does come at a weird time because it is kind of like, but what about the gameplay? But yeah, I do like seeing this stuff. Then they show off the little small clients for candy making. So now they're showing us UI. It says residential parentheses small business. And they don't click on this either. So, because we see like the lot info icon, we see the lot traits icon, and I'm assuming this icon is to change the details about the small business. And then they transition to the small business venue. So from the reveal trailer, I was under the impression that if you have businesses and hobbies, that a residential lot becomes this moving forward. Like it's always a residential / small business lot. This makes me wonder, I'm like, so what are you really saying that you can have either a plain residential lot or a residential small business lot? Again, the only reason why I care is for potential cross-pack compatibility with for rent. Can I own a building, rent the upstairs so another family have my business downstairs? Or own a building, my business is downstairs, I live above it, I rent out the top floor. That might be asking for too much considering that for rent is already barely working as is. But that's why I was wondering if this is its own lot type. But for sure, the small business venue is a lot type. Then it makes me wonder as well, which I think I brought up in the last video, and I can't tell based on what they just showed us, is if you can have different small businesses on the same venue. Or if the small business venue lot type is really like a customizable community lot. Because I thought that what they were showing us was like we could make our own mall, basically. And I don't think that's what this is now. I'm starting to think that you can just customize a community lot, which is still cool, but not exactly what I was thinking. First of all, this kiosk looks a little jank. Love that for us. Love that we're going to have like nice crisp options, but also kind of like bootleg looking options. And then we're seeing the UI for registering the small business. So we're seeing here, we can name it, we can give it a description. This stuff is very similar to what it's like to set up a club, which is pretty cool because you can choose the icon for the business, just like you can choose the icon for a club. Business lot assignment, it says assigned 1 out of 1 lots. So I guess we have to see what that means. Entrance fees, price modifiers, the target customers we've already seen, and then the activities. So they go in, and one of the things that they show us is that they have business presets for us to choose from. So these business presets look like presets that come with the base game. So our own business that we can make could be similar to that of a bar, gym, library, lounge, etc. And when you click the different options, I guess it brings up a predetermined number of these activities. Looks like the limit of activities is 5, which I think they may have already said, because then they go on to add, and as you can see here, all things grilled cheese, attend classes, bathe, be friendly, be mean, mischievous, romantic. Again, similar to clubs. Okay, food and drink is the category. And then art and music. Art and music, maybe this is like reading and gym or something like that. Games, social, gardening, maybe playful and mischievous interactions. This maybe could be like kids related interactions because these look kind of like little blocks. And then home interactions like cleaning and stuff. And then Get Tattooed is under the arts and music, but then they scroll down and you see play an instrument versus play guitar, play piano, play violin. So you can just have any instrument versus specific instruments. You want to set up a gym, bathhouse, brothel. Christopher? Yeah. Yeah. You want to run a daycare and after school program? Yes. So then they add some more activities. Home activities, yes. Bathe and shower, browse the web, clean, sleep, stay near household Sims, try on outfits. That's cool. But stay near household Sims. I'm telling you, the daycare moment. So I think they're adding browse and buy items, and then they're going to choose a little icon. They call it a logo. I'm calling it just iconography. Okay, so then it's choosing target customer criteria. And this is where I saw supervised customer. And this to me looks like, children or something. Occult, skill level, traits, financial status, marital status, career, age. I wonder if somebody's going to make a mod because I wish we had a few more things to choose from. Specifically, and especially for clubs, I wish you could choose parental status or like has kids or has grandkids or something like that, is pregnant, that sort of thing. So you could have like maybe like prenatal classes, or you could have like a mommy and me kind of like club or activity or something like that. And so I was hoping that with these categories, we might see an update to what we get with Get Together, because I do feel like we're missing some criterias, but it's okay. But then it's like, okay, they selected career, and then there's an option here to make the selected criteria required, which is really cool. And then you can choose between the different careers, and then they go through again. It's weird that you can't select career again. Oh, I guess you can check as many careers as you want once you go through. So you don't need to check it again. And then you can check as many traits and stuff as you want. Okay, that's interesting. So criminal snobs, that's who they want? That's really funny. Again, they go through and they show us that different parts of the lot can be applied to public versus residential versus employees only. And then they start showing us the system down here in the bottom right with the small business management. We're about to pick different employees, but then we also have like, I guess, our business reputation and how many stars or whatever our business is worth. Our business perk points. And then it says manage employees. We can manage up to 3 employees. The blog post says 5 employees, but it's weird. The UI only shows 3. Okay. Yeah. And in this, they said you can hire up to 3. So maybe you can unlock 2 additional employee slots when you get higher up in the business. The other thing is, I'm curious about the skills. So like when you're hiring someone to come and work in your restaurant, if you have dine out, they look at the fitness skill and the charisma skill, I think, right? And so here we're seeing like the tattooing skill and cooking. And I'm wondering if this changes depending on what we select our business activities are. Like if I'm going to hire somebody, I need to know, like if I'm going to make a little daycare, I need to see what your parenting skill is, I don't know. And then you can assign the employee tasks. So again, almost like the same thing with the club system with being able to say like, oh, what do you do? And that's why I see here, care for little ones. Not be romantic as a task. Y'all were serious earlier. Because now I'm sitting here and I'm like, because woohoo is a task with a club. And I'm gonna keep it real with you. It's going to be very rated T for teen if they leave woohoo as an employee task. I like being able to hire who we know, assign them a specific tasks. So what is your task? Just to be goofy? You're the owner though. So can you assign yourself tasks as the owner? It like, again, with the perk system, like club points. Okay. So like if I assign myself something to do, I can do those things and get more points for my business, right? Terry's job is to teach, do grilled cheese, and fix stuff. And then what's Leah's job? Leah's job is going to be to clean. And then you can manage their pay. And then low pay lowers business costs. Medium pay, high pay increases business costs, but improves employee relationship and sentiment. But then, yeah, this is the sim firing this other sim. We start getting perk points. So there's business perks, business renown. And then you can spend the perk points Okay, so these small business perk points you can use for the skill tree. Based on how everything else is in this game with the skill trees, it's probably not that hard to get the points. You know, I feel some type of way about that. Oh, the energy drink. That's what she was drinking in the reveal trailer. She had some sort of like perk. Okay, cool. So yeah, so I like this. The neutral, the, you know, dreamer, and then the schemer path. I see the little fire here. That's hilarious. This is going to be so funny. Open to barter. I like the bartering. The sim coin is a little dicey. I don't know about that one. But the fire starter, this is top tier sims. All right, so they're showing us more interactions, more UI. Also, the fact that you can just accidentally light anything on fire now. It's so funny. So going into the small business menu, we have a lot of different options here. We can look up our competitors, I guess. We can buy another small business menu lot. We can turn off the bartering, I guess, that is already turned on. Post fake endorsements. Schemer is going to be so funny to play with. Reply to customer feedback. Be cute. Sell the business. Start mining. Simcoin. Also just, ugh. And then transfer. Transfer it to another sim, which again, I'm like, can I set this up with my wills with life and death? I don't know. So this sim is going to sell it. I do like the idea of playing through the gameplay of like getting a business and just running it to the ground. They're showing some cross-pack compatibility with Nifty Knitting. And this sim is watching this other sim give a lecture on knitting. So does that mean in this world, these little lecture whiteboards will just be around, and sims who have a high skill in something will just show up and start lecturing? Because that would be cool. Because they're clearly showing here that the sim that's talking is not in the same household as the one that we're playing. And we can just listen to the lecture. And then also this little wrap around her head too. That's so cute. But yeah, she's just listening to the lecture, and like anybody who's like nearby and listening is getting some knitting skill, which is that's pretty neat. But then they start talking about the actual classes. And then we have start class, employee-led classes, hold a lecture, and then hold lecture 4. That's cool. That means you can hire somebody who's good at something and have them teach for you. Okay, so we're about to start a class. And then they show off what we can host a class in. Charisma, pottery, comedy, cooking, fishing, fitness, gardening, gourmet cooking. And again, this is all base game stuff. And there's more choices here. And most of these are grayed out for this sim. So I guess it's like if you have a high skill. You said if we're replying to customer feedback, does that mean we'll have Karens on Yelp? That would be, I mean, there is a new fear of getting canceled that's coming with this pack. Starting a class, I guess, on your business leads to creating an event. So one of the goals for this event is lecture for 45 minutes, mentor for 30 minutes, discuss pottery techniques, because we are teaching a pottery class, and then craft a ceramic object, which is pretty cool that's part of the pottery class. So it does make me wonder if they went through every freaking skill that we have in this game and created a set of goals for the classes. Would it be the same thing for jewelry making? Is it the same thing for cooking, knitting, guitar, piano, painting? There's so many skills in this game. Everything has a skill. So, and I also wonder if craft a ceramic object is like my sim, or one sim needs to craft whoever's part of the class. Because they also said that if you attend a class, you'll have different goals than if you lead the class. My question of like, can I attend the classes, or will I always have to lead them? It sounds like I can attend them too. That's really fun. That goes back to, what do my sims do with their time? What do my sims do with their money? They go to other people's classes and stuff. Is there any reason to have the retail store from Get to Work instead of the new business type now? Well, it looks like one of the reasons is going to be you can't set anything for sale. I have not been able to tell if you can set anything for sale with this. And I'm hoping that's part of cross-pack compatibility. Like if you have Get to Work and Businesses and Hobbies, you can have a small business venue lot where you can sell any sort of item, not just the craftable items that fit on those shelves. That would be lit. So then we get into the specifics around mentoring. This sim can offer mentoring for cooking and gourmet cooking, and offer paid mentoring for cooking and gourmet cooking. Also, you can make a bunch of money at this. but we're just going to offer regular cooking mentoring and to Jessie, this teen here. And then I guess from here, we see these different skills perks. And it's not one more thing that's in the Simology panel, thank goodness. This is actually in our skills panel. So in the zone, skill building is Jared's jam, and he can enter moments of serious focus where he won't have to worry about motives. Oh, that's pretty dope. Skillful sleep. An experienced sim like Jared can build skills in his sleep. Literally. Jared's projection can use most skill building objects while he rests. So you get to click on the item while your sim is sleeping and be like, learn this. Is that what's happening? Final touch. Jared's experience allows him to increase the quality of objects with just one touch. Unlocks add final touch on crafted objects. And then secret spice. Jared's experience allows him to increase the quality of food and drink. Just a dash of spice. Unlocks add secret spice on consumables. Add secret spice. These are the things that we can do because we have those things. We can now ask about hobbies and skills. Ask to show off tattoos. Kind of like you can show off jewelry with Crystal Creations. I love that pack. Give cooking tips, which I think we already had some of this stuff. And then mastery perks. Offer to bestow final touch. To bestow in the zone. Oh, you can pass those perks. Those are the mastery perks you can pass on or bestow. But if I bestow it, do I lose it? Probably not, right? So this is the tattoo table, right? Is that what it's called? Tattoo bench. Oh, so we are also playing not as this sim. This is the sim who's in the reveal trailer, okay? Who got the business from their parents. We're playing as this sim. We're at like these sims in this household. So this sim, who I'm assuming does not own the business, when they click on this item, they can offer a tattoo to someone, request a tattoo, they can practice tattooing, they can tend the table, kind of like tending the massage table, ask for tattoo mentoring, or hire a tattoo artist, which is weird because I'm assuming that that's who that's supposed to be, but that's fine. We're going to request a tattoo and request dedication tattoo. I feel like we missed maybe some steps, but okay. So we're going to dedicate the tattoo to Alexandria. That's what they mean. Because they called out dedication tattoo specifically, and I thought they were making something up. But they literally mean you can dedicate the tattoo to a sim that you know. And like, can you dedicate a tattoo to like a pet? Like a deceased pet? Right? Because I'm assuming ghosts could show up here. Because it's your relationships. Then they go on to show off the different parts of the body that you can get the tattoo on. And then this is like the head section. So they really mean like, I guess everything from the neck up, right? Because this is like behind the sim's ear. This is on the sim's face. On their forehead. This is on the sim's face, but on their cheeks. So I guess we're getting a forehead tattoo. And then in this part of the trailer, they talk about something else I asked about, which is about tattoo removals. So you can do tattoo removals, and that is really funny. And also when I look at the gun that the sim is using, I think it's different than, it's like a different little version than the version they use when they're tattooing. So the removing of the tattoo, like the little laser removal, I think this is gonna be hilarious. And so now we're going into the paint mode, which we've seen before in the reveal trailer quickly. But now they are really specifying what part of the body is being tattooed here. And so they start drawing. Then they add a bunch of stuff. So we had one layer. This is interesting. I see 3 little sections. So we've got this, right, that we drew. And that was layer A. So then we add another layer. And we add in this tattoo. And then we add another layer, and then we add this tattoo. Okay, because we can go up to 5 layers. And then you can kind of change the hue and all that sort of thing. Then they show this off, which is interesting because it looks like you can have... this is interesting to me because I'm wondering like, oh, is this like something you added in Create a Sim? Because it's going over multiple parts. So I guess you can continue from other parts. I don't know. That's a little confusing. But it's really cool. So they're really showing this off. Like, you can really do a lot of different stuff. Then you can share this on the gallery, which I know people have concerns, making sure that what is shared to the gallery is appropriate and safe. Okay. And you can download from the gallery instantly and use it immediately. That was another question I had when we saw the reveal trailer. So that's really cool. So then they go to show off the new traits that are coming. They're showing off some cast items, which I like. This skirt I have beef with because I wish that belt wasn't just painted on, honestly. The boots are kind of cute. I already said I like that jacket. I have mixed feelings about that new Afro textured hair. I have mixed feelings about these sandals, but I do like most of the shoes that are coming. We're getting stuff for all ages, it feels like. Maybe not infants, though. I am liking the new hairs and hats and stuff. So yeah, I feel like I really like these CAS items. I feel like they've been doing a pretty good job with CAS in these last few expansion packs that we've gotten. The new businesses can sell items with only a few specific types of items, and they have to go on a specific shelf. That is still unclear to me. It sounds like things have to be on the shelf, which limits what we sell. It also seemed like it had to be things that could go in your Sim's inventory, which would limit it to things that your Sim makes. Hence why I said this is the Cottage Businesses Expansion Pack. And a cottage business is the businesses that you run from home in a small scale. It should have been small business. Get to business pack. Business to work. You should read the leak blog post so you don't get hopes high. I don't want you to be too disappointed. The Sims team can never disappoint because my hopes aren't that high. Not to be shady, but it's just like, based on what they said, they tell us what we can get. Based on what they said, I already peeped what this is about, and I already know I already play like this, which makes it an interesting pack because it kind of is like, I'm already doing this. That is my concern. Like I said, with the selling tables, the selling wall thing they get from City Living, the get to work retail system, we already do this. Selling things straight from your inventory. So getting a whole pack around it is interesting. Now, the gameplay trailer and going through like the specific things, there's more stuff in the pack. And I always feel like that. I feel like people get really worked up about what they see about a pack and then it makes them feel some type of way about it. When in actuality, it's like we're getting a lot of stuff. We're getting the tattoos, we're getting the pottery, we're getting a way to manage small businesses in a different way from Get to Work, because picking the different rooms like for rent, we don't have that. We don't have it. Being able to customize the community lot, we don't have that. Say whatever you will, we don't have the ability to decide who, because that's been the main thing I've been screaming about. I want to be able to make custom community lots. I literally have a video on my channel right now talking about, man, I wish we could customize who could go to what places. I said that. And we have a workaround with that, which is clubs. They use the club system to do exactly what I'm talking about, which is customize who comes to the lot and what do they do when they get there. Now, do I wish we could do that without a sim having to own a small business? Like for me to set it up directly from build mode? Yeah, I still wish we could do that, but this is at least a step closer to what I'm talking about, you know? So I'm interested to see how that plays. Yeah, I think there's a lot of potential for a lot of different things we can do. Hence why, even though it was odd, that is why they put some of the cross-pack compatibility examples for using the features that come in this expansion pack with stuff you already have. I know people are frustrated with the idea that for some of the critique I've seen is that this expansion pack is leaning very heavily on how it interacts with other things and doesn't stand very well on its own. Based on what we saw today, I don't think that's 100% true. Though I think I specifically think English speakers are frustrated because specifically the name says hobbies. And we got one fully fleshed hobby in this pack. People have been arguing tattoos is not a hobby. And I'm like, well, son of a, what am I going to say? And then it's leaning on base game hobbies. Like you didn't introduce a bunch of new hobbies, but they introduced a lot of new mechanics. We got the new perk systems with the small businesses. We got a new perk system with skills. We got a new lecturing system that we can do now and, teach other Sims how to do things in two different ways between the mentoring and the little classes thing. We got a new event type, which is attending a class, and a new event type, which is teaching a class. We got a whole system around hiring people to teach classes on your small business venue. We got that broken up into a community lot versus at home. It's so interesting because it's like this pack really does come with a lot of things. And I'm curious how this plays with just businesses and hobbies and base game. I would imagine it plays pretty well. You can already, with just businesses and hobbies and base game, You could have your own little cooking moment. You could have your own little pottery store, right? With just the pack and base game. You could have a pottery store. You could have a tattoo parlor. That's pretty dope. Just those things alone. With just businesses and hobbies and base game, you can run your own lounge. Just those 2 packs. You don't need anything else. So I think people are getting a little frustrated, maybe possibly working themselves up before they need to. Now, if you have businesses and hobbies and a bunch of other packs, now you're getting more gameplay for those other packs you already have when you add businesses and hobbies on top of that. If you already have Get Together, now you can have your own arcade. If you already have Cats and Dogs, now you can have your own pet cafe. If you already have Nifty Knitting, like they showed, you can have a whole knitting little class, studio, whatever. Like cross-stitching from cottage living. You know, like that's why I'm curious. I'm like, did they go through every skill that they have given us at this point? Probably over 100 skills. And then make a specific class for all those? That's crazy. Run your own classes, rec center type of vibe by offering lessons and mentoring service. You want a country store selling bread, jams, vegetables, honey, flour, floral arrangements, drinks. You're here for it. And that's a thing, Peter. Can we already do that with Get to Work? So that's all my thoughts, questions, comments, concerns. If you have any other things that you've seen out on the internet, so the interwebs, out in the ether, please comment below. Let me know what you've seen, anything else you've learned. I'm happy to hear it. Make sure you are subscribed to my channel, you like and share this video, and you turn on the post notifications so you know when my next video goes up. You can check out the other videos on my channel here, and until next time, y'all, dag dag!